not going too fast. If there's anything that is missed out, not understood, please raise your hand, put it in the chat box, whatever you feel comfortable doing. Okay, so this is what I was talking about, which is the Learning from Leaders series, wherein you get to interact with high-end professionals from different parts of the industry. Jean-Claude Beaver was an excellent guest to have on campus. He is the president of the watch division for Zenith Watches, and he's also on the board for the LVMH Group, which is technically LV. The CEO of Doha Bank, I know he retired as of June this year, but he is the ex-CEO of Doha Bank. He has held this position for 15 years. I, in fact, studied with his daughter at the EU Business School Geneva campus. I'm mentioning this because, as I mentioned, it is a VIP campus. It is some place where you really make your connections to last you a lifetime. We also have a lot of activities. We have the Amazon Web Services, which happens at the Munich campus every summer. We are the only business school in the whole of the Bavarian region in Germany that actually offers the AWS certification. And it's really interesting considering the overall demand of cloud computing services in the industry. I think it's a great program. You have the Young Entrepreneurs Program that was actually started by the Swiss campuses. Change the World Model UN happens in New York, which we also participated on a yearly basis in. And of course, you have the student clubs, depending on, this one is mostly finance-based, but you have other student clubs that can be started by students, as long as we have a petition in place. A lot of sports activities, football, basketball, tennis, badminton, all these activities that we compete with on a or at least on a city or a country level. We send our students out there to compete. Barcelona is obviously a little bit more active than Munich in terms of this, but Munich is definitely active as well. A lot of trips planned out throughout the year, charity events, and of course, being a part of the student board is also something we look at. In terms of the accommodation and the monthly cost of living, true for some, not true for the other. It really depends on how you manage your budget. For Barcelona, I would say it's wildly accurate. You are looking at approximately about 900 to 1,200 euros for the month, which would include your, your rent, transport. We can also look into insurance and, of course, your other living expenses as well. Switzerland is more accurate. I would say on average 1,600 euro or 1,600 Swiss francs a month would be feasible for the accommodation as well as living expenses. This is provided you find good accommodation. I've been, had been in Switzerland. I can definitely help you with accommodation, but I would say 1,600 is great because there are a lot of tactics where you can save money in terms of your groceries. Geneva does share a border with France. So a lot of students studying in Geneva do cross the border and pick up their groceries from France since it's cheaper. That's what I used to do as a student. That's a little tip, but you can definitely decrease your cost in Switzerland as well. In Munich, however, what I would say is the living cost per month could be anywhere between 1,100 euros to about 1,200 euros. 1,400 is a bit too high, as I would say. For the living cost, but a shared accommodation can be anywhere between 600 to 700 euros, and the private accommodation could be anywhere between 800 to 900 euros. So wherever you are, I mean, at the end of the day, we're Indians, we will definitely find ways to cut our costs, that's for sure. But there are definitely ways, even in Europe, of cutting your costs. Once you start grocery shopping, you will understand where to pick up what is cheaper where. So it obviously takes time, but I would say the first month you can obviously budget yourself at a slightly higher cost, maybe at around these prices that are mentioned on the screen. And then from the second month onwards, you can obviously look at more realistic prices where you have your budget under control as well. We just have a few EU services. We have the academic counselors, personalized approach as well, and of course the safety on campus. No mask are required anymore on campus, where we're not really following a lot of the rules because the Europe in general has dropped them. But yeah, your academic counselors are available, and we do have a personalized approach. Just one thing I would like to point out is the languages. We do provide German language classes on campus, which is an A1 and an A2 level. Career services, in a sense, we've spoken about the German economic condition. Barcelona as well, and so is Germany. But what I would say is overall, we have a 96% placement rate when it comes to our students getting an internship or a full-time job post completion of the program. A lot of students get internships to start off with if they're freshers from college, which then converts into a full-time job. Students with slightly more work experience normally can bag a full-time job as well. What I'm trying to say is that if you are a fresher out of college, you should still apply for a master's directly. You get over and done with, you're a lot younger and you're a lot more flexible with things, so it becomes easier. But your internships during the program, after the program, definitely help you to bag a full-time job as well. We help you with personalized one-on-one interviews, cover letters, CVs. All of this needs to be tailored according to each job you're applying to. So we do help you with all of that. And of course, our networking events is something that really helps at the end of the day as well. The annual talent day happens every year at each campus, and we have about 10 to 15 companies coming onto campus to talk to our students and to offer them internship and job opportunities as well. These are some of the companies that we've collaborated with over the years. You have Allianz, you have Amazon, Coca-Cola, Google, Rolex, Turkish Airlines, Siemens, W Hotels. So, I would say in companies from different industries catering to the different specializations we have, if you want to put it in a nutshell. We have the alumni network. This is going to be a little bit too much, but we have 28,000 in alumni. We have a very active LinkedIn alumni group. So if you want to join that, if you want to reach out to alumni, please do so. It would be a great learning, a great way to learn about you as well. But that brings us to the end of our presentation.